guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna try this again. So I actually recorded this video a couple days ago, but forgot to press record on the video. So that sucks. But anyway, I'm not too upset about it, which is kind of a theme for this video. I really freaking enjoy this amp, and I'm just finding it a huge joy to play through whenever I get the chance to. Got this amp in a couple days ago. It was sometime last week actually, and yeah, someone had told me in the past that it was more similar. It was pretty similar to the Fryette Deliverance, which as you guys know, I love. For the longest time, I considered that amp to be my second favorite amp behind the KSR Artemis. So now here's this guy. It comes in, and yeah, it is rather similar to the Deliverance in my opinion. But obviously it has a whole bunch more tweakable controls. 3 full channels, and it's just ridiculous. It is a monster, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm going to quickly run through both of the distortion channels. I'm going to skip the clean channel. It's fine. It sounds great. I'm going to skip that and just deal with the rhythm and lead channels. I'm going to go through all the different modes and probably both of the mid modes over here too. So the rhythm channel has vintage, live, and burn, and the lead channel has brown, Brit, and blow, and it seems like you're getting a little bit more gain and just chunkiness every time you go up on the switch. So you'll see when I do that. And then, like I said, the mid modes over here, both channels have a scoop, which you can probably guess what that is, and a wood mode, which it seems like the wood kind of brings more mids back into the sound. And yeah, it's a super flexible amp. One more piece of conversation that I had with Brown of Monuments when I met him the other day was that he really enjoyed this amp, but he found that it was difficult to mic it up and get a good sound out of it that way. So I guess, you know, we're gonna see. I feel like he was more so talking about micing it up and using it on like on a recorded track, but we'll see. I've had pretty decent success with it both ways. But yeah, signal chains in the description. Let's go ahead and get some sounds here. Like I say, we're starting on the rhythm channel in vintage, so you're basically going to see the gain increase throughout this video. I am using my Airis Pro drive throughout this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so that was going through all of the modes, vintage up through burn. Now let me go from scoop down to wood, and I'll probably mess with the EQ a little bit to kind of level that out. I think the volume tends to increase a little bit when you go from scoop to wood too. Really quite nice, man. Like, there's something about this amp. I'm really enjoying it. Now let's jump over to the lead channel. It's super interesting. Like, they're pretty different channels, but I find that I really just enjoy both of them, and I don't have a favorite between the two. Usually when it comes to multi-channel amps, I tend to have a place where like I'll kind of gravitate to. With this amp, that hasn't really been the case. Like, I like both of them quite a lot for what they do. Let's jump over to the lead channel. And this one's starting off in the wood mode. I'll eventually push it over to scoop, and then we'll close out from there. jump over to the scoop mode of this channel. Guys, yeah, so there's a lot to this amp. I'm not going to sit here and dial every knob today, partially because you're going to see a lot more of this amp on the channel going forward. The next thing that I know I really need to do is compare this directly to the Fryette Deliverance 60. So look out for that. But yeah, we as humans are inherently biased creatures. I mean, obviously, yes, I do have a bias towards KSR. Why? Because they've just been the best stuff that I've used. My cab is KSR. It's still been my favorite cab I've ever used. Obviously, I've said time and time again that my Artemis is my favorite amp I've ever used. That said, without this bias in place and just my experience with KSR thus far and knowing how awesome of a company and how awesome their products are, it's entirely possible that I would just think that the Sig X is my favorite amp of all time. And for sure, a shootout between the Artemis and the Sig X is going to come at some point too. They're pretty different sounding amps, which I think is pretty cool. Like I said, I got rid of the Pitbull because I felt like it treaded a lot of similar ground as the Artemis. Whereas both this amp and the Deliverance, when I plug into it, I really like it a lot, but it's also super different than the Artemis. And right now, these two are the Artemis and the Sig X are the only amps that I'm like, okay, I'm not selling them. Like, they're 100% safe. They're never going anywhere as far as I can see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to shooting out this amp with other amps and digging into a whole bunch of other stuff as we get here into the future. If you're curious, continue to follow my adventures in gear, metal, and guitar. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, you guys take care.